Alrighty, what's going on, YouTube? We're covering some much more complex things today. This is going to probably be closing up, getting close maybe to closing up our FPS series, unless I forget things or you guys tell me stuff. Once again, always need stuff to keep this series going. But we may be closing this up because I have figured out, well, not figured out. I knew how to do it. I just hadn't taken the time to do it. Um, we have now figured out some stuff about, well, our AI for one, and thank goodness, weapon switching. So, um, here's how we'll do it. We'll play, get in, get reload, and we'll die, just like normal. We don't have to die, but I would like to see now the damage takes, he takes damage easier. And now we can, weapon switch. And it is in coordinates with our gun, the gun on our back. So, flawless weapon switch. And you're like, well, there's no animations, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. We'll get into that. But right now, I just wanted to show you guys that yes, I have figured this out, and we can do this now. And the zooming also works here, but we'll have to set that up on its own time. There's a lot. Weapons are probably the most complex thing, of course, in Unreal Engine, in my opinion, because of all the stuff, especially the way this is set up for multiple weapons and whatnot. Anyways, excuse me, let me show you how I did this. So this we do not need to worry about because that's just the respawn system. So we'll delete that. We'll save her on up just in case we crash because this did take some work. And so I have a kind of roundabout way that you may not think to do this, but this is pretty much one of the easiest ways that I could think of how to do this. So, as we know, we've got our gun, then we have the base weapon. So instead of spawning in on start our base weapon, we'll actually want to be spawning in our assault rifle. We'll actually want to be spawning in our base weapon. And over here, it'll still be our second gun, but it could be our gun if you want it to be. So here's what we're going to do. We've got some stuff, and I should probably, this is what we're doing. It looks messy because of all the blue, but don't worry. This is our gun's reload event, so we'll drag that over to there because they can both use the same reloading system. So here's what we have. Pretty much we have our normal one with all of the SRVs and it's using equipped weapon. But then we branched it all, made a variable called using weapon 1 or use WPN1. And if that's true, then we'll go to the normal stuff. So you don't really need to do anything but implement that branch. And then here's where it'll get a little messy. Thank goodness it has the labels like base weapon and our gun, because that's definitely what'll be the calling card or telltale sign, if probably is the better term, to tell what we're actually interacting with. So we'll pretty much want to do everything that they've done here, except with our variable second weapon, which is of course just our second gun, which is just of course a reference to our second gun. We'll want to drag it off, and we'll do all the set is trigger pulled and all the crap that they did. Remember to do reload event and not the actual reload function. That was one mistake I made earlier. Make sure all the bools are checked the same way they are the second time, or the first original thing. And that's pretty much it. If you want it to be more organized, you can do false, duplicate these to be SRV, reload, second gun, and have each false drag off to that, and make a second one, and paste them all here, SRV, second weapon, whatever, all of those for that. That's how you would do that. But really, we don't need that. So, how do we actually weapon switch? Because this is just pretty much implementing the ability to use our second gun and when we use it. But how do we tell it when to use it, how we have our second gun, all that, etc., blah, blah, blah. Well, we'll go up to where I have it set up. Just put your number or whatever you want. If you want scroll wheel up, we could do scroll. Um, there's no scroll wheel? Seriously? Middle middle mouse button, I guess, but that would be um I don't know how you would do that, but it's whatever. So I'm pretty sure there's a thing if it's not here, and obviously I don't know what it is. If it's not here, you can of course just go into settings, project settings, add an go to your, I believe it's maps. No, it's input. You go to your input and action mappings. You could add one called, and you could make it for the scroll wheel up or something. I don't know if that would be there or not, or if you'd have to create that. I don't know how you would do that because I've never messed with it, but it's whatever. You probably could Google it. But we'll want to, on one, we'll want to attach our target, being our spawned in base weapon, to, of course, our parent being the mesh on both of these. The target here will be our spawned in second weapon, and the target here will be our base weapon. The target here will be our second weapon. And notice that our second weapon's staying on our gun on back, or going to the gun on back. Remember, always snap to target including scale. If you ever have troubles with, why is it not there? Snap to target including scale. Weld simulated bodies, all that crap. Unless you have your socket on the back of your character named differently, because I had recorded it, but I hadn't uploaded it because I had not properly figured it out. But what we had done is we had opened up our skeleton, gone to our spine 2, created a socket called gun on back, transformed it back just a little bit, added a preview mesh, made proper rotations, translations, whatever that you wanted it to look like, and now that's kind of what we've got, and that's why that gun on back is there. Then you'll want to set use weapon 1 to true, and on here you'll want to set use weapon 1 to false. I have use weapon 2 just in case I may want to be a little bit more specific and have the fact that I am using weapon 2 on different stuff, but that'll come in handy later. I'm sure that it will, so that's why I have that there. But really, that's all there is to it. We'll add some more detailed stuff in our check weapon ammo, because really it's only checking the ammo and doing that entire system for our equipped weapon, which of course is just our base weapon. So currently that's not something that we're going to be able to do, but I'll fix it up, and I won't do it on the go right now because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail miserably. So I'll fix that. Well, sorry for that interruption, but that was there, but that's all there is to that actually. So that's the whole weapon switching system and animations. You can just create a montage, input it to casting like we have previously with the reloading, telling it to do the anim instance, and telling it to set the variable to true for, say, weapon switch on our anim graph, and it'll run that. And you probably know how to do that. If you don't, I'll implement that in a second episode. But that's it. Really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm slouching, and I realized I still had that webcam on. Derps.